And welcome back to Houston Newsmakers, where I'm delighted to once again have Maisha Coulter as my guest. She is the Chief Executive Officer at AVDA. That's the Aid to Victims of Domestic Abuse. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
But not so good that we're still dealing with a very big problem in our community and our country. Talk about how big and how bad the problem is right now.
1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence in her lifetime. 1 in 7 men will experience it. To narrow it down, we had 204 people killed by an intimate partner here in Texas last year, and then we had another 216 killed by an intimate partner in 2021.
Is that number going up or down, or is it?
For Harris County, it's going up. So 37 in 2020, 46 in 2021, and 51 in 2022.
What kind of challenges does that give you and organizations like yours in trying to make a difference in those numbers and try to change the trajectory of that?
Absolutely. One of the things that we're trying to do is get the word out that there are resources available for people, and to let people know that leaving is a dangerous time. So they need to understand how to leave and how to leave safely. And we try to do that through many of the organizations, whether it's a shelter or an organization like ours that's not a shelter, but a real resource. Safety planning is critical, and making sure that people understand that their safety plan has to be unique to their circumstances is what we want to at least get people to hear and understand. And of course, continue to let them know that there are plenty of resources out there, but they need to be able to access them. And we need opportunities like this to get the word out by being on your program and others like that.
And some of the things you do, I understand you do counseling at AVDA. What kinds of counseling do you do, and what's the end goal for that?
Sure. So we provide individual trauma counseling to survivors of domestic abuse. We also support their children with trauma counseling. But we also provide the state's largest battering intervention and prevention program. And that is directed toward the harm doer. So we're trying to change the path of domestic violence by addressing the person who's choosing to do harm in their intimate relationship. We want to educate them and give them opportunities to make different choices. We also recognize that some of them are survivors in their own right. They are people who have been raised in homes where domestic violence was demonstrated to them and modeled, and that's what they choose to do in their current relationships. And so we want to change that and work on that, and we do that through classes. They're with our counselors 2 hours per week, every week. Our individual therapy is individualized, and the treatment plan is between the therapist and that survivor.
So that whole thing, you brought up a point that I want to talk about. There are many factors of stress that impact people's lives. We don't know what may have led to the trigger point that would make somebody be violent with their spouse, that sort of thing. And in return, it becomes trauma for the abused, but yet there are ways for the abusers to get help as well. You talk about that. And the counseling that you give them, how does that help them come around and be a different kind of person?
So hopefully what it does, Camberell, is it gives them a different way to think about conflict and to make better choices and to relax and not think about trying to control somebody, but to really love them. Because that's what they say. They love the person, but yet they're using all of these tactics and these things that are negative, and they don't show love. They don't demonstrate love. And so we're trying to help them to recognize how to show love in a relationship.
And you mentioned something earlier, too, about the different organizations. AVDA, you have a partnership kind of a network, if you will.
Absolutely. So we have a coalition. Harris County Domestic Violence Coordinating Council is an organization that literally gathers all of the different resources around the issue of domestic violence together. We meet on a monthly basis. We talk about where our services are, where our money is in terms of how we can continue to sustain the services that we provide. We seek resources together. We collaborate in fundraising and grant making. We do everything we can to make sure that the resources that we have are rich and that they have the type of relief, give the type of relief that people in these situations really need.
You're giving that advice, and a number of organizations are doing the same thing. What kind of advice do you give people who may think that their relationship is hitting a dangerous place?
Well, one of the things that we want them to understand is that you can get out of that situation safely, and you can also help the person who's doing the harming to get help if you choose to stay in the relationship. Understand that there are BIP and other resources out there for the harm doer, but it's most important for them to prioritize their own safety first.
How can people get in contact with you to help you in any way, shape, or form?
Well, they can call us at 713-224-9911 or go to our website, www.avda.org.
I'm always excited to have you on to talk about these issues. I want to hear one of these times when we talk about the numbers have gone down.
Yeah.
But it's heartening to know that you and your folk, in your organization, are working hard to make sure that at least people know that there are opportunities to be better.
Yes.
So thank you so much. Maisha
you.
Coulter, thank you for what you're doing. We're going to put all the information on the Newsmakers page on clicktohouston.com so people don't have any excuse for not having this information.
Right. Thank you so much.